Regular board meeting, July 7th, 2026 at 6 p.m. Roll call, please.
Trustee Abbott?
Here.
Trustee Frost?
Present.
Trustee Garcia?
Here.
Trustee Gupta?
Here.
Trustee Malone?
Here.
Trustee Maniscalco?
Here.
President Skillman?
Here, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, first public comment.
Mr. Caius?
President Skillman and trustees, thank you. I'm Chris Caius, County Board Member for District 23, which is Algonquin and Carpentersville. And just a quick update on an announcement from the county after these last recent storms here, just in case you guys run into somebody that has had damage from those recent storms. If they have don't have insurance, or if the whatever item it is not covered by insurance, the Office of Emergency Management is asking that they get a hold of them, and they're collecting information to submit so that they can apply for recovery from federal funds, things like that. So I printed out a copy so that you'd have that code to go into the website about halfway down there in blue. So if you happen to run into it, just keep an eye on that website and send them to them. And maybe it's no guarantee that they'll get reimbursed, but there's a potential for reimbursement that way. So.
Very good.
Great.
Thank
That's
you.
all I have.
Thank you.
Good question.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thanks
Thank
for what
you.
you guys did.
Okay, next item on the agenda, consent agenda. All items listed on the consent agenda will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion on the items unless the trustee so requests. In that event, the item will be removed from the general order of business and considered in its normal sequence on the agenda. For
I'd like a motion to approve the consent agenda, items A through E, as presented.
I'll second.
motion by trustee Garcia, second by trustee Malone. Roll call, please.
Trustee Garcia?
Yes.
Trustee Gupta?
Yes.
Trustee Malone?
Yes.
Trustee Maniscalco?
Yes.
Trustee Abbott?
Yes.
Trustee Frost?
Yes.
President Skillman?
Yes, motion carries. Thank you. We have no old business tonight. New business.
President Skillman, Board of Trustees, at this point, we're going to ask Jim Savio from Sickage CPA LLC to do the annual audit presentation. I know the information was also submitted through a link last week, but the actual bound copies that Mr. Savio will be referencing throughout his presentation, his brief presentation, I'm told, will be in front of you as well for reference.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brad. Thanks everyone for your time here tonight. I really do appreciate it. I want to thank Ben and Laurel for all of their assistance throughout the entire audit process. Went smoothly again this year. We're able to meet all of our key audit deadlines, get the reports out on time. So I want to just thank them very much for their professionalism and being ready for the audit on time. So I'm going to do like I did the previous couple of years. I'm going to start with the annual comprehensive financial report. So that's the big report. Just take a quick spin through the table of contents, just so you know what's in the report. I mean, it's a big report, so a lot of info. So I'll just give you an idea what's in the report. After that, I'm going to touch on the management discussion and analysis real quickly. That's what Ben prepares. And then I'm just going to focus on the reports that we issue. So the independent auditors report, and then the board communication report, which is a separate, smaller report as well. So be happy to answer any questions along the way too, or if you have questions afterwards, be happy to answer them at that time too. So start with the annual comprehensive financial report. Like I said, for the table of contents, there's three main sections for the table of contents for the report: the introductory section, the financial section, and then the statistical section. This is the first page of the table of contents. You can see the introductory section, the third item, the Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting, the 2024 report. received this certificate for the 12th, and it'll be the 12th consecutive year that the village has received this. So a great accomplishment for the village. In the financial section, you'll see it starts with our independent auditors report. Like I said, I will touch on that as well as management discussion and analysis right after that. Then after that is the basic financial statements. So the basic financial statements are what we give an opinion on. And then I'll point that out in the independent auditors report. After that then are the government-wide financial statements. The statement of net position, statement of activities, that's your balance sheet in your income statement. They're the consolidated financial statements of the village. So it has all of the funds except for police and fire pension funds. Those are not included because they're fiduciary funds. It's broken out between governmental activities, which are all your governmental funds, and then business type activities, which is your water and sewer fund. These have a long-term focus. So they have capital assets, long-term debt, and it's similar to corporate financial statements. So if you wanted to compare yourself to a for-profit financial statements, these would be the two statements that you would do that. Now, in contrast to that, in the fund financial statements for the governmental funds, they have a short-term focus. So they don't have capital assets, no long-term debt. It's based on current spendable resources, which is similar to how you budget. And we present it by major fund, and then all of the non-major funds are combined into one column. And there's a reconciliation on pages 11 and 13 that'll show you how we get from that short-term focus to the long-term focus. The second page of the table of contents is the proprietary funds. So like I said, that's your water and sewer fund, as well as your internal service insurance fund. You have your statement of net position, your statement of revenues, expenses, and changes in net position, and then the statement of cash flows. This has the same long-term focus, just slightly different format, and it's got a cash flow statement too. And then the fiduciary funds, like I said, is the police and fire pension funds. The balance sheet and income statement are on pages 19 and 20. If you want to see them individually, that's on page 112 and 113. So you can see the individual performance for both police and fire pension. Then after that are the notes to the financial statements on pages 21 through 69. A lot of great additional information that supports the basic financial statements and should be read in conjunction with it. Then after that is required supplementary information, or RSI, I might refer to it as. That has budget versus actual for your general fund, and then your one major special revenue fund, which is tip number 3. And then the additional information is on your 3 pension plans, as well as the retiree health plan. On the next page of the table of contents is the combining and individual fund financial statements and schedules. So these have a lot of combining statements for the non-major funds, as well as detailed budget versus actual schedules. And then the last section is the statistical section. And you can see there's a lot of 10-year trend information in this information. Kind of puts the basic financial statements in a proper context. And it's broken out by financial trends, revenue capacity, debt capacity, demographic and economic information, and then operating information. So that's what's in the report. Like I said, it's a very long report, but I wanted to give you an overview of everything that's in it. So I'm going to start with the independent auditors report. That's page 1. And the opinion section is right up at the very top of the first page. And we did, again, this year issued an unmodified opinion, which is the highest level of assurance that we can provide to the village. And that second paragraph basically says that the financial statements are presented fairly in all material respects in accordance with accounting principles generally accepted in the United States of America. So that's the opinion on the basic financial statements. What we do with the rest of the information is on page 3. So we describe kind of what we do with the required supplementary information up at the top. That's, like I said, the management discussion and analysis, and then that section that had the budget versus actual and the pension fund info. So we do read that information, make sure it's consistent with the basic financial statements, but they'll just do some limited procedures, so not enough to give an opinion on that information. The supplementary information is the combining and individual fund financial statements and schedules that I just went over. And we give what we call an in relation to opinion for this info. So in relation to the basic financial statements, it's fairly stated. And then the other information is the introductory and statistical sections, We don't give an opinion on this info. We do read it, make sure it's materially consistent with the basic financial statements, or not otherwise materially misstated. If it were, we'd ask you to correct that information. If it wasn't, then we would communicate that to the board. So that is the independent auditor's report. That's the one report in the annual comprehensive financial report that we are responsible for. And then I'd point out on MD&A page 1, that's right after the independent auditor's report. Like I said, this is management discussion and analysis prepared by Ben. Great overview of the village's financial position and changes in financial position. It'll point out any significant changes or trends that might have occurred during the year, and also has some 3-year comparative data that you can't find elsewhere in the report. So if you don't want to read like the 150 plus page report, and you just want to read about 15 pages, the MD&A is a good overview of the village's finances. So that's all I have for the annual comprehensive financial report. I want to touch base on the auditor's communication to the Board of Trustees. That's the smaller report. It'll be in a black binder. Again, it's called the auditor's communication to the Board of Trustees. And I'll have you turn to the table of contents again too for this. So there's some required communication that we have to have with the board each year. That's on pages 2, 3, and 4. Routine communication this year. We didn't implement any new accounting standards this year, unlike the previous several years. Didn't have any delays in the audit, like I said, and no disagreements with management. So that communication is pretty routine, like I said, this year, but you can read through that on pages 2 through 4. On page 5, we had just 4 audit adjustments this year. We're required by auditing standards to communicate any adjustments we found as part of the audit process. So we just had 4 this year. That's on page 5. And then past adjustments are adjustments that are deemed to be immaterial, but above a certain dollar amount, we have to communicate that to the board. So we had a few adjustments on pages 6 and 7. And then after that, we have a communication of deficiencies in internal control and other comments to management. And that starts on page 8. And basically, if you look at page 9, that second paragraph, we just note that we didn't have any internal control deficiencies that we noted during the audit. So we also didn't have any material weaknesses or significant deficiencies. So great job by Ben and his team. So that's it for that report. I want to just point out the other reports we issued. We do issue a 1-page management letter that just states in writing that there's no material weaknesses. And we issued 3 TIF reports for the 3 TIFs that expended more than $100,000 cumulatively in property taxes. So those are also issued unmodified opinions. So you were in accordance with Public Act 85-1142 related to TIFs. So with that, be happy to answer any questions that the board might have.
I have a question. That President's coming. Explain deferred outflows and deferred inflows.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you're gonna regret asking that question, but
In a
so-
short version.
so a deferred inflow and a deferred outflow. A deferred inflow is a revenue that relates to a future period, so it's not recognized now. So it's a credit now, but it's revenue that will be recognized in the future year. And a deferred outflow is the exact same thing for an expense. So it's an expense of a future period. So it's not recognized now. It's recognized as a debit.
Thank you.
It basically, GASB came out with this, it's probably like 20 years ago now, but there's certain items that don't really meet the definition of an asset or a liability. So they created this new category, deferred inflows and deferred outflows.
Thanks. It is.
Oh, thank you.
Hopefully that wasn't too painful.
No, that was good. Thank you. Anybody? Thanks again, Jim. Of
All right.
course.
Yep, thanks.
Thanks to
President.
our staff and finance department. Great job.
Great. Thanks again for your
Thank
time.
you. Thank you.
So just for clarification, then item B under new business is to accept and place on file the larger report, the annual comprehensive financial report.
Mhm.
Just as a matter of record that we have done that for the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2025. So that would be the next item of business.
Okay, so I'm looking for a motion for that item B.
I'll motion to approve item B under new business items as presented.
I'll second. Go ahead, Sam.
Okay, trustee Garcia motion, second by trustee Gupta. Roll call, please.
Trustee Malone,
Yes.
trustee Maniscalco,
Yes.
trustee Abbott,
Yes.
trustee Frost,
Yes.
trustee Garcia,
Yes.
trustee Gupta,
Yes.
President Skillman.
Yes, motion carries. Thank you. Next up,
So President
Presentation.
Skillman, thank you, Board of Trustees. We do have the applicants present who are looking to do what would be a new special event. It wouldn't be a village sponsored or supported special event, but one that would be in Carpenter Park. The intention of the group seeking to put this on would be to present this formally for consideration at the July 21st Village Board meeting. So we figured before it was a first time event, before we just threw it on the agenda, we want to give the board an opportunity to talk with, ask any questions of the applicants, as well as giving them an opportunity to introduce themselves and the event itself. So with that, I know we have Veronica Sidlali, and is it Rich? Nick, I'm sorry. Okay. But if you want to come up and just give us a quick overview for reference, the village board has received, and that's on the dais at everyone's station, both their safety plan as well as their application. We had met with the group last week. They had actually updated their application based on some initial feedback staff had given them. Specifically, item 1, we had asked that the date of October 4th is a Sunday. We did not want the event going to 11 o'clock and asked them to scale it back to 10 o'clock, which they agreed to do with the updated application. We did ask them to specify the number of police, fire, and public works individuals that they would be requesting assistance for. They have done that and indicated that they would pay the full expense of those overtime expenses for those individuals. And we also discussed a lot of the security planning and perimeter of the area. So everything's been updated in accordance with what were staff's initial comments back, but that's where we are.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, my name is Veronica. Nice to meet you again. Hi.
And
Good evening. My name is Citali. I'm here representing for the Catrina's Carnival. We just want to thank you all for giving us this opportunity to present
Okay.
this.
If you can get closer to the mic,
Can you
please.
bring the mic down?
Of course,
Yeah.
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 Is this better?
Yes.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, this is a family-oriented cultural festival celebrating the traditions of Dia de los Muertos, or Day of the Dead. We do want to bring this. It's just to bring the community together through music, food, art, and local businesses. We know that our vision here is to design and become an annual signature event in Carpentersville. The festival will feature live entertainment, food vendors, retail vendors, cultural displays, family activities, and traditional decorations in a safe and welcoming environment. As we have shown, we do have all this presented in the packet. The benefits for this would be supporting local businesses and vendors, increase visitors and local economic activities, celebrate cultural diversity, and it will provide family-friendly entertainment. And it will also promote Carpentersville as a vibrant community and destination. Now, as for safety, a detailed site plan is included, control. We do have emergency exits that will be cleared out and identified and marketed through the event and site. A designated assembly area will also be identified on the event layout map and communicated to key staff, security, and event personnel before the event begins. In the event of severe weather, fire or medical emergencies, security incident, or any other emergency conditions, event organizers will coordinate with security personnel, police, fire, EMS, and park staff as appropriate. Event staff and security will assist with directing attendees away from any unsafe area toward designated exits and assembly areas. Now, the stage will be inspected before the event opens to the public. Event organizers will ensure that the stage area is safe, properly set up, and ready for performance and production staff. Fire extinguishers will be available in appropriate areas, including near the stage and other required locations. Electrical cables and production equipment will be secured to reduce trip hazards and protect attendees, performers, and staff. Now, for food vendors, all food vendors will be required to comply with applicable Kane County health regulations and permitting requirements. Vendors will be responsible for maintaining clean, safe, and compliant food service areas through the event. Cooking vendors will be required to have fire extinguishers available at their booths as required. Event staff and security will also monitor vendor areas to ensure safe operations and clear access routes. For parking and traffic, parking attendants will be used to help direct attendees to appropriate parking areas and to help reduce traffic congestions near the event site. Attendants and event staff will assist with maintaining orderly parking and pedestrian movement. Key event personnel will use two-way radios or other direct communication methods during the event. This will allow us security, parking staff, production staff, and other key personnel to communicate quickly throughout the day. Event organizers will coordinate in advance with police, fire, EMS, and park staff as needed. During the event, organizers and security personnel will follow the directions of public safety officials and park staff to ensure a safe and well-managed event. Now, as for restroom and sanitation, the event will provide more than 60 portable restrooms for attendees. Restrooms locations will be placed through the event site in convenient and accessible areas. Additional sanitation needed, including hand washing stations and service access, will be coordinated as required based on final event layout and attendance. Yeah. Okay. Now, our goal is to work closely with the village of Carpentersville to deliver a safe, organized, and memorable event that residents can enjoy and for years to come. We just want to thank you for the consideration. And yeah, is there any more questions that you guys would like to ask?
No, first of all, thank you. You guys, great job on the application. Staff is like, I mean, they had a pizza party after you left. I mean, it was the best presentation that they ever had. The best application is most, comprehensive plan. I mean, it's great. So we're very excited about it and happy you came tonight.
I have
Thank
some
you.
questions.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. First off, on the application, it's not completed with the full name and the
that?
applicant's address. So if you could complete that.
Yes, of course.
Secondly, will there be a cost to enter?
Yeah, we're gonna collect.
Yeah, right.
It says right there.
$20.
20.
Right there.
I missed it.
Tickets.
Okay, good to know. And then where in the park will the carnival be located?
Again, I'm sorry, let me hear you.
Where will the carnival be located? Are you having, I thought it said there was a carnival? Or is it just called the carnival?
Va a estar localizado en el-
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
no carnival.
Okay,
But yes, it
Okay.
does say carnival all
Okay.
over it. Yes.
that's what I was
Yes.
confused about. Okay,
Yeah.
great. And then what? Will you be doing wristbands for alcohol and who will be checking IDs? And will they be trained in checking IDs? Okay, okay. Right, that's all I have.
Thank you.
President Skillman, if I may,
Esos son los que van a
Yes.
hacer.
I would like to get the first page.
Yeah.
Item 1 through 4. My first page is 5. 1, and then I jump to 5.
Oh, it doesn't copy on the back.
Didn't get the full one.
Didn't copy.
You know that?
It's not
Brad.
back.
So
That's
the
not,
invo-
that's not on them. That's on us.
Oh, okay.
Well, it was, no, if I can just offer an explanation, the security, the safety plan template was a standalone document. So what you received, if that wasn't complete, yeah, that was my copying error. But yeah, I can make sure everyone has the full document. I'll just send that by email if that's
Yeah,
all right.
no problem.
Yeah. It wasn't on the applicant, so.
Yeah.
All right.
One thing more I want to add. It says that there is pyrotechnics on stage. I don't think we can
Ask
have.
them.
It says here that you guys are gonna have pyrotechnics on stage. That stage is wood. We cannot have pyrotechnics there.
No.
But
Based on what they allow us to do, because some of the bands, they bring their own stuff that they share on the board.
We should.
it's up to the fire marshal,
Okay.
not us.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll run that by the fire department, so. Yeah, yeah, there'll be all the planning stage and stuff. Yeah, no problem. I like fireworks, so.
President Skillman.
I'm kidding.
Came over to my.
I have just one question. Have you guys put anything like this on before? Or is this your first one?
If you can explain about the Michelero, the use present Elgin, I don't know if you hear about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
okay. That was you guys?
Yes. You saw. that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What event was that? I'm sorry.
What was that?
What was that event?
It's called the Michelero Fest. It's
Michelero?
Yes, it's
It was
located in
huge.
Elgin. It is also a music event we have in Elgin, Illinois.
Yeah.
It's almost like the same, but different name. So it can be.
Was it right? I saw. Yeah, I know, I saw good things from our local vendor, No Manches, a local restaurant was there, and they said it was a great event.
Yeah, we do have a lot of events. The security is already done. It's the same one we used for that event. So
Yeah.
everyone's trained, everyone knows to check for IDs and
Oh,
stamps as well.
And Veronica, what town you live? What town you live?
I live at Albany.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you. You're
Thank you
good.
so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So if it's with the boards, if there's any other questions, we'd be happy to answer them. Otherwise, the intention would be we'd submit this for board consideration for formal approval at the next village board meeting.
Yeah.
And obviously staff, as we do with any event, we still do have ongoing meetings and reviews of plans before anything is actually done on the event day. So.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
And finally, under new business, President Skillman, Board of Trustees, we have the fiscal year 2026 capital projects update, which, Assistant Manager, Finance Director Mason, along with Director Gray, will be doing color commentary for, which will be Ben's 5-minute presentation here. So, but obviously, we think this is very significant and that we're at the halfway point of the year. And I think we have a lot of really good things going on with our capital projects. And Ben's going to just kind of go into where we're looking to maybe pivot to actually do some additional projects this year within our existing budget.
Thank
Here, I'll
you.
pass it.
You're wasting time, Ben.
Thank you, Manager Stewart. Good evening, President Skillman, Board of Trustees. This is new this year in terms of a mid-year assessment of where we are currently at in terms of progress toward completing the capital projects, which were budgeted in fiscal year 26. So I'm just going to go through the board report here briefly, but I wanted to highlight the handout that I just circulated represents the 45 projects that were part of the capital program that was budgeted this year. And very pleased to report there has been significant progress on more than 85% of these projects. So we are moving along with various phases, whether it might be design engineering for one project or construction in another project. But this has been an internal document that we've been using this year to coordinate monthly progress reports, both with staff, but then finance has started including this in a financial report that will be shared with the village board regularly as well. But essentially wanted to take this opportunity to kind of assess where we're at. There are a handful of projects in particular that we are proposing advancing further than we had originally contemplated. And essentially the way we are recommending that would be to essentially reallocate funds from other projects. And there's a brief summary of the projects that the funds would be allocated from. So I just want to be very clear that this is not seeking or requesting additional funds this year. It's just basically in the area of 9 projects in particular, just a reallocation of funds within those 9 projects. So I'm just going to walk through those really quickly here. And then Director Gray is available to come up to and answer any questions that might be a little more technical in nature. But just wanted to highlight a couple of key projects that we are looking to advance this year. So Exhibit 1, this might be the last page in the board packet for those who might have their tablets with them. It essentially is just a sheet that shows the 9 projects that we're discussing. And there are 5 that essentially we've identified we would be ending the year with surplus funds, meaning that we wouldn't be spending all of the funds on that project that we had originally budgeted for. And then there's 4 at the bottom, that one column that shows funds remaining, the ones in red essentially are ones that would require additional funding coming in to support advancing those projects this year. So I just want to kind of tick through those here quickly, but there's 2 important projects that this is kind of revolves around. One is the Silverstone force main, which is some work that's going to be that finishing up the engineering design phase this summer. Director Gray could go into more depth, but essentially the work is we're proposing advancing this summer, going out to bid for construction. The Silverstone force mains had some minor, I don't know, minor, major, but some issues even this year with some repairs that were needed. So the design engineering work is finishing up. So this is on that Exhibit 1. It's that project right in the middle. So it's basically just the Silverstone force main. So this is one that rather than just completing the design engineering this year, we also wanted to go further and start construction. The second is directly underneath that, the Fox River utility crossing. So this is essentially the water and sewer mains that are crisscrossing the Fox River corridor right now. You might recall we've just restabilized them again this spring. But again, the design plans are being finished up in the next month or so, and we wanted to recommend advancing toward construction this fall if possible. So in order to accomplish, in particular, those projects, Director Gray identified that the Rivers End Lift Station, which is the 3rd project on that list, is going to end the year with some surplus funds because we're just getting to starting the construction and going out to bid on that project at this time. So there will be opportunity to potentially reallocate some of the funds from that Rivers End Lift Station project to support Silverstone Force Main and the Fox River Utility Interconnect. So those are really the main projects I wanted to call out. But additionally, as a preview, in the next month or so, Public Works will be bringing a contract award proposal to the board for the Public Works fuel island replacement and some of the improvements to the south storage yard, as well as the design and setup for the fire training apparatus, which was all budgeted this year. Though we don't have complete and final bids, we haven't bid that project just yet. It's looking like, just based on the nature of the items in question, so the fuel pump islands, as well as some of the work for the training apparatus, that project's going to be coming in over budget. So One of the things that we would be introducing when that project does come before the board would be to look to utilize funds from our TIF district. The public works site is in our Old Town TIF district, and there are some reserves available. So again, this project and the other ones I just mentioned are not requiring, or we're not seeking additional funds budgeted this year. It's just simply how we're going to pay for them. And we have identified, and if you have questions about any others, I can talk through those, or Director Gray could answer. But this is essentially just to present to the board what our recommendation would be to help advance the projects that we believe would be important to move forward with this year. And again, those are essentially the ones that end in that column, funds remaining in red. So those four at the bottom, basically. And then I should note the top project on that list is the Biesinger Drive right behind us here. The really good news with that is it's 70% grant funded. So essentially there will be, of the $5+ million that was budgeted, there will be over $4 million that was originally budgeted for that project unencumbered. That could be used for other projects. And that's through thanks to Public Works for their help securing that.
So the next step, if the board is comfortable with us pivoting to basically, I mean, the big changes in terms of scope of what we were planning to do this year would be the addition of the Silverstone Force Main and Fox River Utility Crossing projects to not just design engineering, but to actually begin construction this year. So bottom line is we have the funds just based on what has come in less than the budgeted amount on several of other projects. We think they're critical. We want to proceed with that. If the board's comfortable with that, we would bring basically a budget amendment at a future board meeting to pivot those funds. But again, we're not looking for more money. In fact, even with all of this and the additional project completion, we're still projecting to come in much lower than our budget for the capital improvement projects on the year.
Very good. Thank you. Any questions? Everybody's good? Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Ben.
Andrew Stewart.
Thank you, President Skillman. Board of Trustees, just a couple notes. I'm sure President Skillman might mention the Rotary Blind Flights is this Saturday from 1 to 5 at Carpenter Park. Also, this Saturday is the ribbon cutting for Realm Fitness. That's at noon. That location is Meadowdale Shopping Center, very close to Dollar General. If any board members are able to attend that, Friday, July 17th, I'll leave that to actually Trustee Maniscalco. The next movie in the park. We also have the Antique Auto Show at Carpenter Park on Sunday, July 19th scheduled from 8 to 2. I believe Trustee Garcia may have an update on that with the recent postponement of another car show. Development projects, I'm sure everyone has seen the pictures and driven by. Iron Flats continues its initial demolition work. Riverfront Park is also continuing on target in terms of expected site work completion. Our goal is to still have the 25th anniversary observance of 9/11 or Patriots Day at the Riverfront Park for that event. We're also looking to put forward the Name Riverfront Park contest submissions and recommendations to the village board in the very near future. Also worth noting that several staff members have been working diligently to plan the transition of office space with the building renovation and expansion project. The current plan is for the police department to be effectively moved into what would be the rented space along Carpenter Boulevard in the September timeframe, and for the rest of the village hall staff to be transitioned in the October timeframe into the Public Works facility. The planned completion and move back in date when all the construction is done is still targeted for basically the very beginning of January 2028. So we remain on target with that at this point. Firework enforcement update. We're still really in the middle of the 3.5 month firework enforcement campaign. The number of total complaints about halfway through was actually down slightly this year from last, 57 to 53. The number of citations issued this year since the campaign has been 8, which is also down from last year, but still much higher than in past years prior to 2025. The vast majority of the dispatches for fireworks still result in the officer not being able to identify an active fireworks situation when they arrive. But again, we're continuing to emphasize ways to improve that. Also do want to note we did have a significant police involved matter that occurred the evening of July 4th. And so good news that a serious situation was handled, but that situation also effectively took all of our officers off the street for a period of time that night. Otherwise, there might have been some more citations, but we're continuing on track. That goes through Labor Day weekend, correct, Chief? Yeah, so we got a ways to go on that too. Second, Junior Police Academy began today. And announcements are being released for the Little Jamboree Days Talent Contest, which will be decided after finalists have a live performance during the Saturday of Jamboree Days, which is August 8th. We also received another significant sponsorship for Jamboree Days from RevCorps. So thanks to RevCorps, we really appreciate the local businesses stepping up to support our event. And also, just so everyone's aware, we are going to be distributing the May financials year to date to the board, likely with the weekly update to the board at the end of this week. So that will be forthcoming. That is my report unless anyone has any questions.
If not, okay, moving on. Trustee reports, committee reports, Trustee Maniscalco.
Want to say a great job on the Independence Day Parade. Thanks for everyone who planned it. Jen and Greta did an awesome job. It was great seeing so many of the residents come out to enjoy that. Duke's Blues Fest was again another success, even though they had some rain, but it was still a good time. We have National Night Out coming up on August 4th. That'll be in Carpenter Park. We have Jamboree Days, August 7th and 8th, and we're still working on that. It's coming along nicely. And then August 14th is Movie in the Park. Also July 17th is Movie in the Park. That's it.
Thank you. Trustee Gupta.
I have nothing for today.
Thank you. Trustee Frost.
Happy to see Iron Flats demolition going on 2 years after our groundbreaking. Ribbon cutting for that, which kind of a comedy act. But it was so great to see a machine out there tearing that stuff up. That's it.
Thank you. I agree. Trustee Garcia.
Yes, good evening, everybody. Unfortunately, Mother Nature did not want to cooperate with us and keep on promising hailstorm and terrible rain and whatever. So I had to postpone the car show. The Happy Birthday America car show was postponed, and we're going to work together with the Antique Automobile Club of America on July 19th. All the things that we do, all the awards that we present are still going to be there. So you are not off the hook, guys. But we're going to be there with them. And hopefully it's a bigger and larger event if Mother Nature don't interfere with us. We also had the Audit and Finance Commission meeting middle of last week. You're doing a good job, guys. I mentioned out there what a great job our finance department is doing now compared to some years ago. Which we're not going to get into that, but great job. I'm happy, and Sickets, good job. And that's all what I have.
Thank you. Trustee Malone.
I have nothing this evening.
Thank you. Trustee Abbott.
I just want to say with the finance company, you guys are doing a great job. All the other trustees have basically said what I would like to say. So that's really all I have to say. You did great. Everyone's doing a great job for our village. Iron Flats is finally going underway and I'm excited. Riverfront Park. So we're all making progress and it's great news.
Thank you. Yep. The parade was good. We had fun. Everybody had a great time. Weather was nice.
We had a great grand marshal.
Yes, great Grand Marshal. I kicked her out of the car and took over halfway. No, I'm kidding. Was Jen there? I didn't see Jen at the parade.
Yeah, she was in a golf cart.
I'm kidding. I know. She was yelling at me the whole time. So, no, good job. Yeah, we had a good weekend with Duke's Fest. Actually, it was very crowded down there.
Yeah.
So it was a very nice event. Yeah. Finance Department, Laurel, thank you. Ben, of course, thank you. And Sickage, we love you guys, of course. So thank you. All right. Am I missing something? No. With that being said, where are we at? We have no closed session tonight. Anybody have anything else? If not, I'm looking for a motion to adjourn.
I'll have a motion to adjourn tonight.
I'll
Meeting.
second.
Motion by trustee Abbott, second by trustee Maniscal. Call in favor.
Aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you.